What's up guys, this is Void of Dust Gaming, your channel for fresh Arena of Valor content. And since Taara has been buffed recently with the latest patch 38 beta, I decided to take a closer look on all the changes in an actual gameplay, and here is the gameplay. So first of all, I want to check out the build to give you a better impression on what I have picked when I was playing her in the solo lane. So as you can see, the game is already addressing it as heavily armored. So as you can see, all of the items are armor items with all the lovely things in there. We've got Mail of Pain, we've got Mantle of Ra, we've got Aegis, we've got the Medallion of Troy. And in the enchantment section, in addition to all those things, I've been taking Raging Inferno with Bone Cutter in synergizing with the Gilded Greaves to get the least amount of crowd control things on us as possible, and then Devil's Awakening to boost our stats because we can use our abilities a little bit more often. In the second line, I have, of course, the healing ability because Taara is all about healing. And then I've taken Tower Blessing because we are going to fight under towers on the enemy side and our side all the time. Arcana-wise, I've taken my usual tank build, which consists of 10 times Indomitable for some max HP and armor, Benevolence for some max HP, movement speed, and HP. And as you guys know from my further videos, I love to take Skewer as my last Arcana, but if you have the feeling that you need a little bit more HP, that should be Valence, and you guys are good to go. So this is the build. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me to grow the channel. And without further ado, I would say let's hop right into the gameplay, because that is why you have clicked on the video anyway. So let's get started. Alright, here we go. And this is a game where we have finally found someone who is willing to play Terry or Tally, however you want to call her, the latest addition to the roster, who is an AD carry. And it's the first time that I realized that some of the attacks or abilities from Taara are actually consuming HP. I've never seen that before, but I don't know if that was some kind of introduction with the new and latest update, but this is something that I haven't experienced in the past, and I was actually quite confused because that's new. I've never experienced that before, and I was a little bit confused by the whole sense of it. As you can see, we already lost about one column of the health bar, and I was kind of like, is that for real? Did they just took that into consideration to be kind of valid for the end game? So yeah, we're going to see how this is going to affect our game in total, because it just means every single time you use an ability, you're going to lose some life. And of course, this is going to have a huge impact on your overall gameplay when considering to take any of your abilities into the fight and the battle outcome. So the enemies are already invading, and I saw my time to shine here, trying to get some kills. Lucky enough, I do get the first kill and an assist here with the help of Crixie to stop the invade here quite early. I think they have taken blue buff already, but I did get red buff as some result of our early advance. And taking a closer look on our team, we haven't got a real support. We do have 2 AD carries, which is not always quite favorable. Usually I try to avoid it, but sometimes you can't. And I don't really know what people are actually thinking whenever they take a double AD carry, because it's not going to help you in any crazy kind of way if this is not the jungler that you are kind of supposed on taking. So against a lane, everything worked out quite nicely. But we do have double AD carry on the duo lane, and then we've got Crixie in the solo lane. Super strong mage right now, And Murad is also a really strong pick in the solo lane, but he's also a really good contestant when it comes to stuff in the top lane. And I think that was actually quite easy to avoid Xander's like that. I mean, yes, we are not super tanky because we did not build any items so far, but this was quite an easy task to kind of lure him under tower, and it worked out quite well. So we've got 3 kills already, and this is going to showcase how good Taara is in this kind of video. But I would say our team composition is something that could be a little bit better when we consider the choices, and I think a support would have been quite helpful in hindsight when we take a look at the outcome of the game. But you guys have to wait for another 11 minutes or 10 minutes to see what the end result of this game actually was. So in terms of the enemy team, we are fighting against Natalia, super strong mage. In tier list, she's not doing so great right now, but I think she is really, really capable, because as soon as she has some CC, she's going to wreck faces. She's got one of the greatest damage outputs out there in the game, so she's really, really capable of kind of just putting that damage on the battlefield. Elaine is a really, really strong solo laner if you know how to play him and you know how to use his abilities, because that is actually key to success. I don't know how to play him, therefore my Elaine videos are usually a little bit on the downside of his possibilities. We've got Laville on the opposing team, but he has a normal support, and then we've got, I think, Wukong in the jungle, who's also a really strong pick these days. Oh no, it's Zenith. Zenith is the jungler. He's not one of the strongest picks right now, because there's a lot of things that can hurt Zenith. For example, Taras can do that, but I think that in the result of the game, not even the result, but I think in total the enemy picks make a little bit more sense than ours, and that's a little bit frustrating, because you already have a tendency to just lose this game just because of the team composition. That's what I wanted to try to tell you. So I'm building my items up here. Mail of Pain is next, because the only source of magical damage that's going to fight against us is Natalia. So my decision was to build something against attack damage first, to have all these Lavilles and things in control, and then afterwards the next item is going to be the magic resistance item, and I think we're good to go. So far it looked quite nice. 9 kills versus 8. That's something that you can work with. I decided to go back because I didn't want to fight 3 of the enemy heroes. Natalia's ult is now wasted. That's fine. We did get away from the whole Elaine procedure, and now it's time to get another double kill. So 7 kills right now for our triple kill. 7 kills right now for our girl Taara. That was, I would say that's actually quite good executed in terms of how I entered the battle. But now things are starting to dwindle, because we do have all the first towers. Enemies have all the first towers, but the solo one, which I was defending, so I was kind of keen on defending the tower as long as possible while maintaining action towards our team fights. And as you can see, I have just picked the mage resistance item because I wanted to take as little damage from Natalia as possible, but we are already on a 12-11, so things are not looking too bright, because I have 7 of those 12 kills and my team was not doing that good. So here's another kill for our Murad. Nice, another shutdown here. So that's 11 kills, that's 9 kills, 15 kills at 9, and now I am fighting against Natalia, and I can fight her to the fullest because my health was just a little bit too low after the first encounter, and therefore I had to take my hammer down and wait for everything to pass on. So as you can already see, our AD carries are not really doing too great in the current game. So both Laville and Thierry are having more deaths than kills, which is of course not something that you want to have on your team. And the problem is that they are sharing gold as well as experience, and that just means that they are going to have a little drawback, because I think none of those teammates have or has taken the support item to kind of reduce the amount of experience that they are sharing, and therefore we do have a little misconception here. Unfortunately, I took the wrong way. I thought that Wukong would be taking the longest ride, but unfortunately he didn't. And now I just decided to take all the minions from Zenith so that he is going to take the shots from the tower. First, oh my goodness, first target was Zenith because he was actually quite low, but I think in hindsight I should have taken Laville instead, because Zenith was already running away, and unfortunately now Elaine has taken another tower, so it's now 17 versus 18 kills, and the enemy team is already starting to fight back, and we can't really handle them because we have a lot of crazy plays. Look at that, Laville is fighting against two enemies, overcommitting himself a little bit too much. Luckily enough, Murat was there to get at least a reverse kill, but we're not sitting in a really good situation right now. Now Wukong is able to enter the fray, and we can't get him ever. Like that's something that's going to happen, unfortunately. So Laville is my enemy as well as Natalia. Both are going to inflict heavy damage on me with some slow effects, so I need to be careful about that. I was just running around Murat right now in order to protect him, so I kind of took the opportunity to be the one guy who is our main source of tankiness, trying to commit everything into Natalia in order to get her, and it worked. But now we've got Laville, and Laville is about to kill me. There's nothing I can do against it because I have my heal on cooldown with 17 seconds. Triple kill for Wukong, unfortunately. So while I was fighting against two enemies of the team, my team completely messed up and they got killed in doing so, and the score is already on 19 versus 25. So the enemy is actually taking action, and they have been using their forces in order to get our team. So now a really good kill from our Crixie against Laville, but unfortunately he is killed reversed when Zenith enters the fight. I focused on trying to defend our tower as best as possible, but as you can see from all the kills that our team has gathered, more than half of the kills are on my account, and now Laville is killed. Our Murat was fighting against those two guys. I still don't want to commit fully because I saw that Wukong is about to enter our tower and there is a Dark Slayer attacking our base, so I decided it's best to get right into the Dark Slayer and kind of deflect him from our base, trying to deal as much damage as possible. But yes, this is a downhill battle, and there's not really that much that I can do against it on my own. Now we've got the Natalia fight again with Laville following up, so it's time to get away. But look at all those shots that I'm receiving. There's little chance that I can deal with Natalia and Laville at the same time if they split directions. So I always have to focus at least on one enemy, and as long as my team is not helping me here, like Murat was doing here quite nicely, there will be always an open flank, and I will have some problems fighting against those guys. So I was using my abilities to the fullest, and again another double kill for me here. And now it's the time to push, but there's not that much to push about because The enemies still have 6 towers left and working, while we are sitting on 1 mere tower. And now Terry and I, we're starting to enter the fight here towards the tower, but the enemy has already ended the game without any problem. I don't know what Murat was doing standing next to the core, but this is it, and that really frustrated me, because I think we actually played a really good game as Taara, and I was lucky enough to have some kind of protection here, because as legendary MVP, I felt quite underwhelmed by the performance of my team, with 2.9 and 2.3 from our AD carries. As I said, sharing experience points as well as gold is never an option, and unfortunately, even with best participation, best damage, and most damage taken, we could not win this battle on our own. So that's the game, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's gameplay. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Said enough.